Hey there, I'm John.
And I'm Josh.
And we're looking at week 6 of the 2021 college football season. And let's talk about some of the action.
Yeah,
Again, like week 5, they're pretty big games this week as well.
Something to note also, week 6, you'll probably notice a lot of teams aren't playing this week. We're starting to get into bye weeks. We're 6 weeks into college football, almost like that halfway mark, essentially.
Yeah, getting close.
So, if you're just paying attention to different conference stuff like the ACC, Big Ten, not too many teams are playing, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of teams getting their breaks, probably much needed for some. So something to note as we're looking at
lick
these
some
games.
wounds. Yeah. All right, but interesting first game, number 6 Oklahoma at number 21 Texas. Yeah, in my mind on this one, I mean, Texas has not impressed me throughout the season.
Careful.
Okay, you got some things to say.
Yeah.
I know, but they've had some moments.
Yeah, so let's talk about Texas.
They've also had some disasters.
Yeah, let's talk about Texas, because this is probably one of the 2 biggest games, just because in River rivalry, ranking-wise, not the biggest, but still, that's a tough one. Let's talk about Texas. So, only lost UCLA.
Yeah.
Demolished Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Just beat TCU that they haven't beat in a very long time.
TCU wasn't great.
I know, but they hadn't beat them in a very long time. So I don't care how close it is. When you consistently lose to a team 4 or 5 times in a row, it's a big deal if you beat them. Right?
Sure.
So they are kind of on a high. Oklahoma has not had an impressive game this season, right? It's just offensively, defensively, Rattler, you name it. Nothing that they've done have I been like, this is a top 10 team, right? Yes, they're undefeated. Yes, I get it. But unless Oklahoma comes out here and just does something spectacular against Texas for me, I'm just still not going to be impressed. Texas can make it a 10-point game, and I'm going to be like, this is an L for Oklahoma. So really, pressure-wise, I feel like Texas has none. Oklahoma has everything.
Definitely Oklahoma has pressure.
Good game to watch. 11 o'clock, ABC.
There we go. Maryland's going to be at Ohio State. So number 7 Ohio State. If it had been before last week and we saw Maryland absolutely, compete.
All they had to do was compete.
They didn't.
We would have cared. If they just competed, it would have been like, maybe something. Now it's, can Ohio State beat Maryland as bad as Iowa did, right? Because eventually those 2 teams are going to have to play.
That's right. And it's not that Ohio State's looking that great. They're number 7, so
they demolished Rutgers.
Look,
I'm not going to say anything bad about Ohio State anymore, unless they just lose.
Okay, last week they looked
Ohio
really
State
good.
wins by 40. That's all I got.
Okay, number 13 Arkansas is going to be at number 17 Ole Miss. So Ole Miss just coming off that loss to Alabama.
And Arkansas coming off that loss. Really the battle of the loser bowl.
Yes.
But here's the thing.
Who can recover
Both of these teams have to recover here. Yeah. Because reality is, you lost to 2 teams that are by far and large 10 miles ahead of every other team in the country right now.
Absolutely.
So pick up your boots. Get back into the football.
This is your statement time now.
It's time to win, and I think Arkansas gets it done.
Okay. All right. Boise State's going to be going to BYU, face the Mormons, who are number 10 in the country right now. And for good reason. They're playing some good ball.
Look, I'm pretty sure they're referred to as the Cougars. I'm pretty sure that's their mascot. But
that's it.
I have little to no expectations. I would be stunned if this is even a 28-point game. Spread-wise. Here's the only thing that's going in Boise's favor is this really is a die-hard rivalry. These teams hate each other. We've played for 10 plus years in a row, every single year, and we're not even in the same conference, right? It's just something that is scheduled every other year, BYU's one at home, one away. Right? And both teams have ruined each other's seasons before. Yeah. So is there a chance that Boise State ruins BYU's perfect season? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to happen?
Pretty slim.
Absolutely not.
But we'd still love to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Number 4, Penn State's going to be at number 3, Iowa. Number 4, Penn State's going to be at number 3, Iowa.
That was a good repeat.
Boom! This is a big game.
This is fun. This is fun football. I'm stunned. I get why... yes, the Red River rivalry is a great game, but it should not have been game day. This should have been game day, and they had this game too.
Absolutely.
So, man,
but
what to say?
Penn State's already had game day this season.
Yeah, and by the way, Iowa still has one of the coolest traditions in college football where they wave to the hospital every single game. Something just to note, if you haven't watched their games, watch this one against Penn State. They'll do it there. It really is just a fun moment where you're like, football can have some cool moments.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This game is going to be, I hope, very, very fun.
I'm expecting it.
Both teams have honestly defied a lot of odds so far going into the season. Iowa, after last week, really going off just a high. Penn State not looking bad either against Indiana. I think 24-0 was the final score of that game.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, just on TV. I don't have any
game to watch.
knowledge about who's going to win or lose, but I think it's another smash mouth football game. I think both of these teams are playing some smash mouth football, and I love me some just hard offensive versus defensive lines just crushing each other football. So
this will be a good one. Yeah. Looking forward to it. LSU is going to be at number 16, Kentucky. This is a big game for Kentucky to continue making their statement. Okay, one, they're number 16. Before this, they weren't even in the top 25.
Yeah, deservedly so.
Yeah.
Because they were undefeated already.
Yeah.
Here's what I have to say. Ed, he's on the hot seat right now for LSU. Yeah. LSU fans are saying that they want him gone. Crazy? Looking at like Cincinnati's head coach, I believe, a couple other teams' head coaches. So this is almost a must-win in my mind for good old Marble Mouth. So we'll see what happens.
Also known as Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here, but I think I'm going with Kentucky. It's at Kentucky. And just defensively, I think Kentucky can stop LSU. Yeah. So
that'd be 2 big wins for Kentucky. I tell you that.
And LSU obviously coming off that loss versus Auburn.
Okay, an interesting game. Though I pretty much know what I think the results are going to be. Number 2 Georgia is going to be at number 18 Auburn, and my goodness, Auburn, you better tighten your belts and be ready.
Brian Harsin, man, this is the biggest game of his career up to this point.
Yeah.
This is bigger than, number 2 Georgia, arguably number 1 Georgia, right? I mean,
Alabama and Georgia,
interchangeable
you
at this
either
point.
One of them, 1 or 2, it doesn't matter.
Can either Alabama or Georgia slip up is the question. So far, if there's one that's going to, it's not this one. Georgia looks perfect defensively. And offensively starting to just gel all together.
Yep.
Bo Nix, good luck, man. Wouldn't want to be you. I just think Georgia wins.
Here's my question. Will Auburn score?
Yes. I think Auburn will score.
That's a big one.
I think the Auburn offense, the way that they're playing, have enough trickery and enough motion, enough RPOs and stuff to get in the end zone. Question is how many times, right? And defensively, can you stop Georgia right now?
Well,
let's find out.
Josh, I think Auburn might get a field goal. I don't think they'll get a touchdown.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The expectations are high on Georgia.
Yeah.
Like so high. And it's very difficult to play week in and week out. So we'll just have to consistently pay attention, right?
That's right. Number 1 Alabama is going to be going to College Station and playing Texas A&M.
All right. At College Station.
Again, at the beginning of this season, this was one of the big games on the menu.
Is Texas A&M's starting quarterback still out? Something worth at least pay attention to if he is. Alabama probably wins this pretty handily. The only thing A&M has going for them is that it's at home.
Yeah.
College Station's tough.
Great crowd.
And they hate Alabama, so they'll fill out that crowd.
Yeah. Temple's going to be at number 5 Cincinnati.
I feel like we need to mention Cincinnati almost every week from here on out. Just
great. They're number 5.
It's the first time, right, a group of 5 team is ever potentially going to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
If they win this game, they will be in the top 4. Because guess what? Penn State or Iowa, one of them's losing.
One of them's out there.
And one of them, they're only going to move 1 or 2 spots, but they will move behind undefeated Cincinnati in my mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Cincinnati should be able to win this one pretty handily.
Temple just came off a high against beating UCF. Wait.
Temple?
Yeah, they just beat somebody. I don't remember who. But they're not having the most impressive season so far.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably the only game Cincinnati has worried about down the road is SMU, who's still undefeated currently at this point.
Yeah.
Cincinnati wins this probably handily, right?
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
Number 11, Michigan State. Wow, Michigan State, congratulations.
Yeah,
number 11. Also undefeated. They're going to be at Rutgers. Rutgers just was demolished by Ohio State.
Yeah, Maryland demolished by by Iowa. Rutgers demolished by Ohio State. A lot of these games, I'm just like, look, you're a top almost 10 team, Michigan State. If you want to stay respected in this position, you pretty much have to do what Ohio State did to Rutgers.
That's
and
right.
I really don't think Rutgers is that bad of a team. I don't think Maryland is that bad of a team.
Yeah.
I think at some point there's just going to be that skill gap that teams can't compete with. And sometimes you get that upset, sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you just get out-coached and outplayed. So is Michigan State going to get are they going to outcoach and outplay Rutgers? They kind of have to. Like, I just later on down the season here, I'm starting to realize the better
very
teams
important for them.
are really starting to gel.
Yeah.
We're not seeing as many upsets. We're just not. Like week 1 through 5, there were a ton of mistakes and upsets. We're not really seeing that anymore.
Yeah. All right, and Wyoming, who's 4-0, hasn't lost a game, is going to be facing Air Force, who has only had one loss so far this season.
Yeah, Air Force got honestly embarrassed by Utah State. They were supposed to win that game and lost last second. Wyoming has beaten 4 of probably some of the worst teams in the country, and all of them barely.
Yeah.
I think Air Force wins this one. I just like mentioning games with teams who have really great records, and both these teams are 4-0, 4-1, looking pretty good. So Air Force wins in my books.
All right, so last week you stumbled with your upset picks.
5-5, I'll take 50-50 right now.
All right, so our week 6 upset picks, what are we looking at?
I'm looking at number 14 Notre Dame, disappointed, beaten up, honestly bruised by Cincinnati, just all game long, going at Virginia Tech.
Okay.
Virginia Tech not necessarily having the season that they wanted to have.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sure.
So early,
but not horrible.
No, not horrible.
They're playing some good ball.
But I do think they can win this one.
Okay.
We'll see what happens, but as long as they don't let off the gas and just kind of consistently push, if they can get something offensively going, right, I think they can win this.
Okay. Next one?
Not super confident on this one.
You should be.
It's number 9 Michigan at Nebraska. Frost is a good head coach.
Mm-hmm.
He has definitely struggled with Nebraska still, but I mean Nebraska has shown some signs throughout this season of having a lot of potential.
Okay.
So I just think eventually it's a good chance that they pull something off.
All right. So you think this is the one?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. 5
All right.
5.
That's what we're expecting for week 6. Join us when we do our review.
Go Broncos.